Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. In previous video we learned about the how we can make skin change command, what is RC on, what is server configuration files, filter scripts, and about the basics of the pawn language. Alright, so before starting, first of all I want you to please complete the series before watch the previous two videos so you can understand the things better. If you are just skipping to this video or you just want to learn how to make commands, that's not good for you, so better watch the previous video. So also before starting I would like to share you this analytics with you. 90% of viewers are not subscribed and 10% of users are subscribed, so please guys subscribe to my channel if you are new here, because it would be very helpful for you and it will boost me to upload new videos. So without wasting time, let's get started. So guys, in today's video we will see how we can make these commands without using this. Like if you are going to no tension, it will work. Like if we make an else if ladder, it will also work, but think we are going to make thousands of commands for the server, then this is the worst way to do that. Okay, so we are going to learn how we can make new commands in the most efficient way. Let me just zoom so it would be better for you. Alright, so first we will download the ZCMD. You will just route SAMP download ZCMD, and you can see I will just drop the link in the description. You can download it from there. Alright, you can see we have many and we need this ZCMD.include. So you can download the whole code. You can just this and download this whole zip file, but what I'm going to do, you can also see if you are just new to GitHub, we can just click to raw here and you will get the ZCMD data here. So I will just copy this. After copying, I will go here and in Pono folder, in include folder, we will make a new file named zcmd.inc. okay, and here it is, and we will just paste the data here. Okay, now how we can include any file which is inside this directory? We will just write hashtag include ZCMD. With this we can include this include, and in this include it's better, it's for our help, that it's for our help and we can make commands easily. Okay, so also before starting I want to install SCANF plugin for SAMP, plugin SCANF for SAMP, because it's very helpful to get parameters from the player. Okay, so this is the releases section, this is change logs, and here we go. We will just click on this, the latest SCANF Windows 32. We will just open this and you can see there are these files which should be copy pasted to our root directory. Okay, I will just copy and I will open this folder where I have my everything. I will just paste it here and replace if there is anything. Okay, so plugins, we got the scanf file, and in Pono I think we got the scanf 2. Okay, so you can see there is amx scanf file something called, we will just ignore. And now what we will do, let me see what's this JSON file. Okay, so it's alright, so we can just ignore and just go to the server configuration file, and you can see plugins here. If you don't see this thing, like I guess you would be having a folder like this. So let me just zoom in. What you have to do, below the filter script, or you can just do it anywhere, but I prefer below the filter script, like write plugins, and in front of that you can write your plugins name. So we are going to use SCANF, so you can write SCANF here. Okay, make sure this name should match that folder. Okay, so all right, now I will include SCANF. Okay, now what's the matter here, we have SCANF 2 here, so we also have to write SCANF 2. okay, so we are fully prepared to make new commands. So let's go and make new commands. I prefer going to the last because I don't want, because we might have to change these things later, so I will just leave these all and I will just write a comment here like this commands. Pretty normal thing. Now what we will do, we can just write command and we will just write the command here. So let's make this command again. Okay, which command I'm talking about? I'm talking about the skin change command. Here the skin is set it to 17, but what if player wants to set to any variable, any skin he wants to? Okay, and I will also remove this. Now we will just go here and write this skin change. Okay, we write the skin change, and here we always write player id comma para-ms, and this is para-ms. These are the parameters which is passed by the user. For example, user would be writing like slash skin change, right? And after that he will write skin id. Okay, so when he will write this thing, so this is the parameters which is given to us. I will just do this and we will just paste this here. Okay, so now we will first write return 1. Now we will see how we can do that. Now we will check if the player has entered anything here or not. For that we write if SSCANF. Okay, here we will write okay. So before that, before writing this line, we are getting a new thing, which is what? Which is a skin id, right? We are getting a new skin id, so I will write skin id. We will make a new variable called skin id and store the integer which is passed by the user in this with scanf function. We will write if scanf para-ms, if that's integer, and we save that in skin id. We will return a slang. Oh, if you don't understand anything, just wait a second. I will tell you briefly what's happening here. I will just make it bb00aa and usage slash skin change skin id. Okay, so let's see what's happening here. So what will happen, this is command to make a command, this is the command name, this is the player id which player id is executing, and the parameters which user have passed. So we are making a new variable what? This variable which the user is passing us, and we will, what is this? This is we checking if the player has entered integer value. Okay, we are checking here if the player has entered the integer value or not. If he has entered the integer value, that value will be stored in skin id, this variable. Okay, if he didn't pass anything, or if there is not integer, if it's not like it's string or something else, then it will send this message that this is the command usage. If everything is fine, like he passed the integer skin id, then what we do, we set the skin id. We will just write set player skin. Okay, set player skin, player id and skin id. So we have the player id and we have the skin id. This has been passed here, and we just do this. Now I would like to send a client message that you have successfully you have changed your skin. Okay, so this is a basic command to change a skin of a player. Like player is using his own id to change the skin. Let's check this out. I will okay, so my bad. Now I will compile the code and let's see if there is any warning or anything. Okay, so warning 209 scanf on game mode should that's probably a scanf include problem. Okay, we can also see SCANF on game mode should return a value, and I guess on game mode. Okay, I guess we didn't wrote anything here. Yes, so we got no warning. Okay, so I don't know how it was removed, but anyway, let's go ahead. So we have successfully compiled, and let's see how this will work. I will just go run the SAMP server. It's working. So now I will just connect it and let's see if it's working or not. So guys, till it's loading, I want you to please subscribe my channel and comment down below any doubt you have or anything. It would be very helpful for me. So okay, we are inside the game mode, and now I'm writing skin change. Okay, I won't be passing any value right now. Let's see. Okay, you can see it said usage skin change skin ID because I didn't wrote anything. Let's pass hoodie. Like this is not the correct way which I should be using. So it's again saying that skin change and then skin ID. Okay, now let's pass the correct skin change. And I want the 29. It's a hoodie guy. Okay, you have changed your skin. You can see I got a message you have changed your. So you can see it's pretty easy. Like let's try more. A 17 or 93, 58. Okay, so you can see it's pretty easy. Let's just okay. I won't be quitting. Now let's make another command quickly. This time I would be going a bit faster. Okay, now I will make give player or give weapon. It would be giving a player weapon. Okay, so where I miss, we are doing the same thing we did just above. What I would be doing, returning 1, and here new web ID, and if scanf parameter integer and web ID return. I'm very lazy, so I would be just copying this thing and pasting it here, and web, it's give web, and here weapon ID. In the next line I would be give player weapon, player ID, weapon ID, ammo. So I want to give him 100 ammo, and the weapon ID it would be the web ID which player have entered it, and I will just copy this line again here. You are armed now. Okay, let me just quickly compile. We can see no error here. Okay, let's go and try this new command. So there are again two ways to do that using the RCON command, which I told in my previous video, or rather than I prefer closing the terminal, again opening the terminal, and then going into the game mode. So it's just faster than RCON changing and all. So let's just wait for a few seconds to for it load our new game mode. Okay, so it's loading now. Let's spawn ourselves, and now I will write give web. You can see it's telling that give web, then we have to write the weapon ID. Then let me try 34. That sniper. Okay, you can see got 100. Now let me try 22. Okay, now 24. That's the mean gun we all. So we can see it's also working. So we have we guys know how we can change our skin by getting the value from the user and how to give weapons to the user. So let's do one thing. You can see skin change, let it be, but we want to restrict this command to only admins. Okay, so only admins can use that, but now any user can do that. What we can do here, if is player admin, we have a function which check if the player has logged in with RCON or not. If not, then we will send a client message. I will just copy this color here and write here error you this command is restricted to admins. Okay, I will just quickly compile it, close it, turn it on, and let me just quickly check the password. The password is ASD. So what will happen now? When I will try to run this command, it will check if I am admin or not. If I am not an admin, then it will say you are not admin. You have to be admin to run this command. Now what I will do, give web. Okay, okay. So we got something interesting here. The command didn't run, right? So I guess that okay, guys. So there is a very small mistake here. I just forgot to write this thing, which is not is player admin. So it will return, of course, 0. 0 means false. So this thing won't work. So we are checking if player is not admin. So that's a small mistake I just forgot. So what is this operator? This is a not operator. So what will happen? I'm not okay. So what will happen is player admin. When the player is not logged in as RC on admin, it will return 0. So this condition is false. So this won't work and it will pass to this. But we want the condition true to so you can do this. So if the player is not an admin, then it will send this. Let me just quickly compile and close this and again open this and let's see if it's working now or not. It sometimes happens, so have to be a bit careful. Now it will work for sure. Let's see. Okay, I guess I forgot to turn on the terminal. Okay, so we have logged in and let's spawn ourselves. Now let's quickly try the give weapon. You can see we got the error. This command is restricted to admins. Okay, now I will just log in and we have logged in. Now let's try and you can see we can try. Okay, now I will if I write give 4 it's working. If I write 34 it's working. Okay, so we now know how to give player weapon if he is admin and if he is not and all. Now let's go to the next part and it's pretty interesting. Making new car for a player. Okay, so these commands were easy because we were just giving an integer or some normal functions. But let's see how we can give a player a vehicle. So I will just write here give car. Okay, and again the same player id comma paramis and return one. And now I will just what I want, of course I just want id from the user, so he will give me the id of the car. Now I will write car id here. Okay, now let's see what create player vehicle, or I guess it's create vehicle. Yes, it's create vehicle. We need vehicle type where the car should be spawned, its rotation, its color, its respawn delay, add siren and all. So guys, let's suppose for a second you don't know, like let me suppose that I don't know anything. What is this, what is respawn delay, what is rotation and all. So what you have to do, just open your browser, go to Open.mp documentations and just write create vehicle, the functions which you don't know about. You can see you have a nice and complete documentation for the thing, like vehicle type defines the model of the vehicle, the x coordinate y z, the facing angle of the vehicle, the primary color id, the secondary, the delay until the car is respawned without the driver in second. Using -12 will prevent vehicle from respawning, adding siren or not, what is the returns of this and all. So also it gives an example like how we can use this. So and also related function if you want to delete that or give some static vehicle or anything you want to. Okay, so that's how we can make it. Now let me first remove all these things. So let's suppose a player has entered this command above slash give car and 522. So what things we have to consider and what we want, let's see. We want the first vehicle type. Okay, we have this vehicle type, we got it. Now we need XYZ coordinates. What is XYZ? If you don't know about axes, please go to the Google and learn about the axis and all. So XYZ coordinates we get. If you just know the coordinates, let's go ahead. So how we can get the coordinates? We have a function get player pose, I guess. Yes, get player pose will return the current position of the player. So what we will make a new float value of what? Px comma float value of py comma float value of pz. And what we are going to do here? Px comma py comma pz. What will happen here? It will just get the player position. It will get the player position of the player ID and store it into px, py, pz. Okay, so we get the position, we need the rotation, and I will just let it to be 0. Color 1 and 2, it's up to us, and I will just give it the color 1 and 2 0 0 because we need a black car, and respawn delay I will set to -1 because we are preventing vehicle from respawning. So first we need the car ID. I will write car ID, and then we want the XYZ px comma py comma pz, and the rotation should be in the 0. And after rotation we have two colors which would be 0 0, and then we have respawn delay which is -1. Okay, I forgot comma. Then add siren. I wrote 0 because I don't want any siren in the car. Now we are ready. Do you think we are ready? If you think we are ready, then we are not, bro, because we didn't just check if the player has entered anything or not. This line, scanf line, is very important in parameters. So we again write if scanf para ms comma integer car id return send client message. If you guys don't understand this thing, it's totally fine, because when you just do coding in this, you will get used to all this and you will just do it automatically. Now we will write give car id. Okay, so we get this, we check if he has entered anything or not, then we make get the player position, create vehicle, and then I will send a client message that you have created a vehicle 0xaaff AAAA, you have created a vehicle successfully. Okay, then return 1. Let's compile and see if we have any errors or not, and we can see there is no error. So sorry, let me close the compiler, rerun the compiler, and go to our game and see if the create vehicle command is working or not. Okay, let's wait for the script to load. It's now loaded. We go to spawn, and okay, let's try give car, and okay, it's working, it's showing the usage. Let me write 520, and you can see we have created a hydra, and let's make the 522, which is NRG. Yes, it's NRG. You can see we can now easily make new cars in game anywhere, anytime. 560, I guess it's for the Sultan. Yes, we got the Sultan. And let me just random 498, and that's this something I don't know. So you guys understand how Boxy van is. Yes, I remember, or maybe money van, just forget about it. So we now know how we can make cars. Okay, so guys, we now know how we can make new cars easily. But you can see, like, this is not the one time we are making new cars. Let's suppose we are going to make a lot of cars. Okay, so what we are going to do now, we are going to use a function. What is a function? A function is a set of code which is used many times in a program. Like, you are going to do something many times. Like, suppose you are going to send a client message a lot of times, right? But you need to, like, you want to send a usage in a specific color, error in specific color and all. So we can use functions, and we will just write a send client success here, and without using the color, we are just going to pass the string and all, and it will work. So I would be showing in more video how we can do that, but let's say we are going to make a new function to make a new car. Okay, what we will do, we will just write a make car function. So with this, I want a player ID and a vehicle ID. Okay, vehicle ID. So what this function will do, it will make a new car for the player. So what we are going to do, we are going to get player pose. We are going to do these things. Okay, we are going to do these things, and we will write it here. And you can see we just tested here if the player has entered the car ID or not. If he has entered, then what we will do, we will just write a make car function for the player ID and the car ID we will pass in. And what will happen now, let's see. I wrote the command give car. It will make a new car ID, and it will check if the player has entered any integer or not. If everything is fine, then it will call a function make car. So what make car will do, make car wants two arguments, which is player ID and vehicle ID. We have passed two arguments here, which is player ID and car ID. Okay, note that these two names can be different. It's totally fine if I'll just write ACS and I write ACS here too, and if I write ACS here too, and but this is vehicle ID, that's totally fine. That's nothing to do with that, because function copy the value which is passed here inside a function in a local variable, and a local variable is created. If you want to know more about it, you can search on Google about scopes of variable, and you will get to know about the global scope and the local scope, and you will get to know more about it. But for now, I'm just going to go forward. We pass the car ID here, it is copied into vehicle ID variable here, so we will just access it by using vehicle ID. Okay, so what will happen, it will make three different floating variables, which is px, py, pz. It will get the player position. It will make a new vehicle. Now see, car ID is not passed here. We need a car ID passed here. What is passed, it's passed vehicle ID. We will write vehicle ID here. Okay, and we just px, py, pz 00 and all, and send client message that you have created a vehicle successfully. So do you think this will work? Let's quickly compile and see if there is any error. Okay, we got an error. That's on the 246 line, which is okay. I just forgot the vehicle ID. Let's compile, and you can see there are no error. Let's close my terminal and rerun it, and we go here and see if it's working or not. Okay, so it started, and I will just make a give car 522, and you can see it's working again. So you will say, nah man, we can just do this without functions too, but there are many times you have to use a function. For example, let's say I write hello, or I will just explain that thing in later videos, what I mean to say. Okay, so let's say we have this function, and I said we want to send a client info, or we have to send a client usage. What we will do, we will make a new function. What it would be, send client success, or yes, let's make send client success player ID comma, and yes, we don't want para ms and all. We will just write str. This, what is str? We are getting a string from the user, and we would be sending a message. What we will do, we will write return one, and here send client message player ID, and we will get a red color here. Let's quickly go here, hex color, and choose a color for what we are success. So of course we want a green, nice green color. I want it should be like this. I prefer. I will do 0x this color, and what I will do is here I will write success, and after this what I will do, I will write this. Now what is this? This is coloring of a string. If I didn't taught you in my previous video, this is how we can do, and you will understand it very soon. Okay, now here I am also including another concept, that's format. Now what is format? Formats are very useful in foreign language. Now let's suppose I want to send a message, or let's just go above for a second and let me teach you this thing. Welcome to the server user. What is user? There are many user. It would be nice if I write Open the LaKhWaN. Yes, it would be nice, na? So what we are going to do here, we want to include a name here, but how we can do that? We want the name of the player. So let's do some code here. First we see the function. Okay, let's suppose you don't know how to get the player name, so I will just like get player name. We got this get player name. You can see we have three parameters here: the player ID, an array into which to store the name, and the length. Okay, what I will do here, I will make new like p name variable and give it the size max player name. Now you will say, what is this max player name? It's equals to 24. You can see it is defined as 24. It is the maximum length. It is the maximum length of a player's name. Like above 24 characters, the name is not accepted. The name should be lesser than 24. So we make a new variable and we will store get player name, and let me just player ID. And next we want to save where we want to save the name. I will save in p name, and the size of the length of the name, I will just write again max player name, or this is also perfect if I write size of p name. That's also fine. Both are the same things. So I got the name of the player. Now I want to add the name here. How we can do that? What I will do, I will make a new string, another more string. Now let me just make an str of size 128. I'm making a new string here. If you don't know what's going on here, go to my previous the first video and learn the basics of pawn, and you will understand this. Now I will use the format. What is a format? We can format a string with this. Now first we will write where we want to save the string. I want to save the string in end string, and the length of the string, its size of end string. Okay, now it comes the constant format, and the format would be welcome to the server, and I want to write a name here. I will use a format specifier. If you don't know what is format specifier, go watch my first video and learn about the format specifier, and I will pass here the p name. Okay, so what will happen, at the place of %s, the player's name would be passed here, and that will become that. Now we have to write a string here, right? Send a client message. I will just pass the end string we just created. So what will happen now, when a players join, it will show welcome to the server and his name or her name. Okay, so let's test this. Before testing, I will just leave it as blank, or I will just rather comment it. I will compile it, and okay, we got no error. Let me close and open the terminal. Okay, the server is started, and let's see if we get the name or not, rather than getting a welcome to the server user. Okay, let's see. guys, please like and subscribe till then, and you can see welcome to the server Upendra LaKhWaN, and that's looking very nice. So let's get back to here, and now we are going to format this again. So now you also know how we format a string. I will just create a new string of 128 and format, save it into n string, and the size of n string is this. And what I will do here, I will just write success, and then I will write this, and after this I will pass the %s. What is %s? The string. What is this string? You just forget, I guess. This is what the user have passed us. Okay, so we get the format, and we will just send the n string here. Okay, so this is how we can make a send client success command, and rather than writing this, I will write send client success, and you are now in the place of this send client success, and also here send client success. Okay, so this is how we can send a success. But you might be thinking, what is this, right? So let me tell you what is this. First, we have this green color which we got from our this browser, the hex color, this color. So it will start coloring all the string, right? So what we want after this double dot or colon, we say, I want to change it to this. What is this double F double F double F? It represent a white color. So I'm saying here that this part should be in this color, and after this the upcoming string would be in white color. Okay, so this is how we can colorize a string, and you will better understand when I just compile it and show you. Let's quickly compile it, and you can see, yes, we got 3 errors, 223. Okay, yes, of course we are using send client success, so we are not passing the colors here. We are just passing the player ID and this, because you can see. And I will just remove this and remove this too. Let's compile, and you can see we have no errors. Let's close this, run the server, and get back to the game mode, and let's wait for the server to restart. So guys, till then, please subscribe to my channel, like the video, and comment down if you have any doubt or anything. So okay, we are welcomed, and probably yes, good. Now what we have done, we will just see skin change to 29, and you can see we get okay, we got a blue color rather than this hex color. Probably we have different colors for the SAMP game mode. So you can see this is how it works. The color of this success is the color we have passed right here, and after this it's the string, okay, which we have said that and all. So this is how the functions work in SAMP. And if we just write give web 34, okay, it's restricted to admins. Let me just log in quickly. Give F34, you can see the color is, this part is totally same every time, but you have changed your skin. This is changed to your arm now because we have passed. Okay, let's give car and 522, and we have created a vehicle successfully. So you can see that's the better way rather than doing and all. So you now understand the importance of function, right? Rather than making a new format again and again and writing it here, that's the worst way. Rather than make a function and use it. So guys, I guess that's more than enough for today. You know how you can make your own commands. That's how you can use the SSCANF, how you can make your own function, how you can restrict a command to the admins only, and how to know the parameters and how you can do and all. Okay, so guys, before closing the video, or probably some have probably left the video, I want you to try new commands on yourself. Why that so? Because self learning is the most important thing. You won't learn just if you will just copy this thing and write it on your own code editor and run it and just be happy that yeah, I wrote something. No, no, that's not the point. You have to make new commands on your own self. So just go explore this documentation by OpenMP. That's very, very nice content for you. If you want to learn coding, you can just like set player and just see many, many things here, or it's probably not working or whatever. You can just go to the OpenMP and just explore what are these destroy object and all. If you face any issue, just come to our Discord and ask your doubts. I am helping here, uh, helping them with their codes and all. There are other developers too in this server. They are also helping. So we are all a helping community for you to become better developer in future. Also, if you are coding here and if you learn better, you can easily shift to another language or another game development or software development, app development. That's just about logic building. So I guess we just went to the off topic. So what I want you to try on your own self. All right, guys. So that's for today, and thank you for watching my video.